we haven't started the show yet because we're waiting for all the people that's on the
All
show
right.
to show up to the
All
fucking show.
right. Well, I'm gonna watch
What's on
it.
your mind?
I'm gonna watch the Celtics game until they show up and
Wh-
smoke and smoke my blunt in my house where no one's telling me not to smoke it.
Oh, well, we can chat right now.
Okay, so
Hold on a second.
Saturday.
Let me share this out
Yep.
to everyone, so people know that we live and shit. Hold on a second here. Let me see here. What we got here?
What we got here?
All right, 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 all right. Kia, talk to me.
Okay, so I came on here just to talk about the quality of the sound system that was in Sorrow and Lime on Saturday night. Now,
Okay,
the DJs, they played good, but you really couldn't hear what they were saying,
okay.
and you really couldn't hear the music. So if you didn't know the song, you wouldn't know what the hell they were singing about. But I didn't know whose sound system was in there. I didn't even care about that. I just was like, yo, the sound of that music sound crazy. So, okay, the person who's a part of the sound, who I guess strings up in the club, tells me the promoter gets what they pay for. Now,
Oof,
where I was confused with that
oof.
was, if you're telling me that your big sound strings up at Macumbas, that's your equipment at Sorrow and Lime, um, your equipment's at K's. For all I know, K's is closed, but now we know, I got informed that the people who own Macumbas now owns K's. Whatever the
Really? Is that a real thing?
That's what I got told on Saturday from the soundsman who told me he doesn't care how his shit sounds.
Okay.
He got paid. Now, me, I'm a businesswoman. I have a brand, and I always want people to feel like they're getting their money's worth. And first of all, people who look like me, they can't afford me. But, anyways,
Oh, oh,
even if they could, even if they could,
okay.
I would want them to say good things about me all the time. Not make it seem like I'm only worried about the money. Now, the person who said it, I was kind of disappointed because Sound International, a lot of them, I look at them like they're my brothers. They look at me like they're my older brother as well. So, coming from this person and they're telling me, oh, you get what you paid for, and you're stringing up here. As long as you get the money, you don't give a fuck what your equipment sounds like.
Can I ask you a question, kid? Hold that thought, kid.
Yep.
How long have I known you for?
Forever since I was 14, sneaking into Three C's, Windsor,
Oh,
Zodiac, and the
do me,
rest of the
yeah,
clubs.
just do me a favor. Don't say I've known you since you were 14. I mean, times have gotten a little weird. So let's say I met you at 18.
Even if you met me at 14, I'm 43 years old. It's okay.
Okay, all right.
The hell? I'm not no little girl.
You have aged like red wine. Like I don't
Thank
know if
you.
have you noticed that you've gotten more beautiful as you've gotten older?
I haven't noticed, but people tell me, and along the line, that usually what happens when you don't do hard drugs and you just smoke weed.
Okay. How come none of these dudes? How come they're all your brothers and none of them is you're married to them?
For one, I've been doing the same thing I'm doing now with them from a teenager, from we was
Okay.
in middle school.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
build a relationship like brother and sister. I always was the one looking out for my brothers when the bitches was getting crazy. They always looked out for me when the guys was getting crazy, because even though I've been outside for a long time, I'm very shy. As people notice, I'm very reserved. I deal with who I deal with, and I don't deal with everybody. And if you see, my circle stays the same.
Okay. I was just wondering because I mean, to me, you've aged like red wine. I mean, a lot of the
But you don't
women.
know if I'm married, Bobby. You don't know that.
You're right. I don't know if you're married or not. I don't know. I don't know. You
Yeah,
could be
my
married.
party life is my party life. My love life is my love life.
Okay, I'm just asking. I just wanted to
But
know.
I'm not married. I'm not married though.
You're not married.
Nope. Men are too stressful. It comes in like the party scene. It's
Men
too
are too
stress.
stressful.
Men are. They're too stressful. I like to have fun, and I'm not ready to, not have fun. So I
It's funny.
respect things.
I asked a beautiful young lady this last week. What is the three heart? She has a dog. I said,
Mhm.
what is harder to do, men, dog, or children?
Men, of
Man,
course.
men was on the top of her fucking
Yeah,
list. I was disappointed in that because
yeah.
I
And
see us
I'm not even the type of girl that's like, oh, the man gotta pay all the bills. I'm not even that type of woman. I hold my own, and I hold my own with a 21-year-old and a 16-year-old, and we live amazing, right? My kids don't want for nothing. So I'm not one that like, oh, you gotta do everything by yourself.
right,
No, I come with my half, and I'm gonna come with it all if I need be, because I believe in that. Sometimes in relationships, your man will fall. And if you can't pick him up and make him shine, then that shouldn't be the man you with. Because any man I'm with, we
right.
all have our ups and downs. But when you down, I got you. No one
Okay.
will never be able to know you're down unless you told him. And I just want the same vice versa. And I don't want a man who I gotta tell it's the first of the month. Like I paid my November's rent already today. No, I still got till Saturday. I got actually 10 days later to play around, but I'm about my business.
Right.
And I never want to tell a man when he has to do something. And men always say they want to be leaders, but I'm a Pisces. So you have to lead me correctly, and you have to make me feel like I can't swim. So if I was to go in this jump in this deep end, you ain't gonna let me drown. And I haven't found that yet. So
I
I'm
mean,
not gonna waste my time.
I believe because I'm 51 and I'm in a very, very small percentage of men whose dick still works after 51, I'm expecting the woman to pay for everything.
Well, that's you.
Yeah, everything still works, Kia. It's like you're getting a 51-year-old guy with 25 experience.
So what you're saying, a woman's not working no more or something?
Well, no, she's got to go to work because I need to rest up. I mean, I'm putting.
Listen,
I mean,
listen. Whatever you're trying to say, Bobby, I know you're coming in with your portion, okay?
cover my
I,
portion.
I know you're coming in with your portion. Like, don't make it seem like your wife is a dunce where she's just taking care of everything. I
No,
know you come with your portion. I've known you long enough
there
to
you
at
go.
least know that.
Okay, good.
And
So
that's
let's get.
just some of the things the men don't do. And I ain't got time.
There you go. All right, so I'm glad we cleared that up. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for Trickstar. Yo, Lux, what's going on? Half the crew is not even with us. I don't know where Trickstar is. Sherwin. So go back to your story.
Yeah. So my thing is when it comes to the entertainment world, it doesn't matter who you are, a DJ, uh what's a soundsman, show up and do your best. And that's your brand. So to not care what that music sound like and you're in the party, that was baffling me. And then to tell when I'm expressing how I feel to him, he's telling me, so why none of the niggas can hold up, hold up. So you think because I'm a woman, I don't know what I'm talking about? And I've been in this party industry, music industry for a very long time, from speakers and records was getting carried, 6, 7 men, 5, 6 times back and forth to the U-Haul truck to bring this shit into the clubs. You mean to tell me what I'm telling you as a woman doesn't get validated because a man doesn't tell you that? That was fucking crazy to me.
Now,
And
because
Patchy,
I'm
bring your ass on here so we can have this conversation.
I sent everybody an invite. Looks like everybody's a
Like
little bit.
who's running Sound International? Chung? I'm gonna have to hit Chung up personally
Oh
and
my
be
god,
like, yo, your brand is your brand, and make sure whomever is running your
Jesus.
brand is thinking about the quality and not just the money. See, that's why black people don't last in shit. They start thinking about solely the money and forget their brand and forget who they're marketing to. And people start talking about, oh, Gucci is China. Everything's made in fucking China at this point. But you think Gucci's gonna come out and tell us that it's made in China and they pay 50 cents? Do you think essential, all this shit that I'm spending 120, 130 for a sweater, they gonna say, oh yeah, we only pay 25 cents. We got paid. So like your brand is your brand, and it's always to market your brand in a good way, not to have your brand in multiple locations sounding like shit. Because that's how it sounded in Sorrow and Lime. And if the Sorrow and Lime guys who own that spot is your people, look out for your fucking people.
Now, I where were you standing? Now, here's the whole thing, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I love you dearly.
Yep,
I love you dearly.
yep,
Um, I went to school for sound engineering.
yep.
I know that bass got to travel 60 feet
Mm-hmm.
and then it bounces back. So where I was in the club, I
Mm-hmm.
was in the back corner because I like
Near the
standing.
bathroom, and when I went back there, it still sounded like shit.
Okay, hold on a second here. So yeah, so I'm in the back corner of the room,
Mm-hmm.
and I like sitting. I like standing where I was standing because that's where you get all the free hugs of the women going to the bathroom, right?
You're funny.
That's why I like. That's why me and my crew we stand at by the woman's bathroom. So then we all Bobby shakes. We all do the little hug. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Mm-hmm.
it's strategic. So because I'm a sound engineer and I'm in the back of the club and I wasn't in the sweet spot where the music would be, I thought, yeah, it was a little bit bassy, but it didn't really bother me, right? So then when I went outside and I heard you talking about it, I'm not gonna lie, I I agree with you a little bit, but because you were a woman, I kind of like I agreed with you while you were there, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. As you walked away, me and Patchy had a conversation, and we were all like, "Yeah, maybe she wasn't standing in the sweet spot." Now, where were you standing in the club?
So I was standing right as you come in, right on the side of the wall towards the stage.
Okay, so you were
So right
basically up
as you
front.
come in, you bang that left. I was right there at the corner by the door.
Okay,
But that's not the thing. I even moved towards the back, towards the little balloon setup, because I'm like, the bass is crazy. Let
right,
me move back here. So then I moved back there, and the bass still was like overpowering a lot of the music. And then when the soundman was talking, they sound very muffled. Like you couldn't even barely understand what they were saying. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's not that I'm standing right here at this little nook. Let me go back to my nook. But even when I went to the bathroom and I was standing at the bar waiting on my drink, it still sounds so bassy. And I'm like, in my head the whole time, I'm like, who runs this shit? Nobody can't go turn a knob and tune that shit up. Now I'm looking on the stage like, because I'm used to being in a club and the engineers is on the side with the big shit, and you see someone tuning some shit up. So
right.
I'm looking for all of that. And I don't see none of that. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's some little system that they got built in there on their own to save some money,
Right.
whatever the case may be. So that's why when I came outside, I'm like to Dylan, yo, bro, whose system is that? And he put his head down and was like, sis, and looked away. So I'm like, then he's like, that's us. That's when Patchy come, and I'm like, yo, that shit sounded crazy. That shit sounded crazy. And it's not like I was standing in one spot. I was moving around because I wanted to see. And I don't want nobody to agree with me. If you don't agree, you don't agree. I
Right.
just know what my ears heard. And then I'm speaking to the person about it. And me, as a businesswoman, even if I felt like what they were saying wrong, I'd have like, you know what? I'm a I'm gonna look into that. Not tell you. The promoter paid what they paid for. And I got paid. And guess who sounds in here? And guess who sounds in here? And guess who sounds in here? And I'm still getting paid. Like, I didn't ask for all of that. I don't go to Macumbas. I barely go out in Boston.
Right.
So it's like to tell me all of that and to be so cocky, I'm like, man, listen here.
So I mean, to be honest, like I said, my educational training, I was in the back of the club. Um excuse me, it was a little muffled. I didn't really hear it, but I do know that when music for like when you go to any concert, if you're not sitting in the sweet spot, like the shit just sounds crazy. Shit just sounds crazy. So I agree with you because you look really good that night, and you know I wasn't gonna argue with you, and you look beautiful. Your friend
It
looks
wasn't
beautiful.
arguing.
Now
It
hold
was
on a
just a
second. And it's
conversation,
just a
Bobby.
conversation, but you know I was looking at you. I go, I'm like, I mean, look at her. She looks amazing. As soon as you walked off, me and that person had a conversation, and
Hmm.
we came to an agreement that you weren't sitting in the sweet spot to hear the music. And I agreed with them because I understand that as an engineer, you got to sit in the music. Speaker sometimes has phase
So that's what he
cancellation.
should have said to me. He should
Now,
have
hold
like,
on
you
a
know
second.
what, Kia?
Hold on. Let me finish this. Let me because
Yep.
you're gonna like the ending of this one. So we had an agreement that you know she's beautiful, but she's fucking wrong. And the promoters come out, and the promoters said the bass wasn't punching.
Well, the promoters needed to stand where I was standing so they
So
could have got the punching base. And you tell me where I gotta stand near the bathroom? Cause I don't want all that bass where I can't hear the
so
words to the song.
I mean, even though people we dismissed you as a woman, you were absolutely right. The sound in there wasn't where it should have been. And so now we have two complaints, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have the promoters saying the bass wasn't punchy enough. So that means the bass wasn't hitting, the bass was loose, right? That's from one
Mm-hmm.
complaint. The
Mm-hmm.
other complaint is you're saying the bass was too loud.
Yeah. So
And that
tell the promoters to
no,
stand where I was standing.
hold on. I'm gonna get to you.
Yep.
All right. So you're saying it's too much bass. The
Mm-hmm.
promoters are saying the bass wasn't punching enough.
Mm-hmm.
Sniper was all like, the customer's always right. And then that's when I said, so the person, the person said, yo, you can never make everyone happy because everybody's having two different points of view. One saying the bass is too much, one said the bass isn't punchy. But as a sound engineer, the problem with the bass that night was that the bass was not gated.
Well,
If he had compressed the bass more, you would have got the punch and you wouldn't get that that deep.
yes, and that's what it was sounding like, Bobby.
Yeah, the bass wasn't hitting. The bass was like a hum, like a.
Well, listen,
You're right.
I'm not in that business. So he should have known that he needed to make the bass punch,
Right. He should have gated the bass.
gated it so it didn't sound like the Puerto Ricans that's taking their house speaker trying to put it in their car to make it sound loud. Cause that's what it sounded like to me. Not
Right.
a tuned in Puerto Rican's car, but one who's on a slight budget and can't do as much.
Right.
But
Yeah,
the promoters need to come stand where I was sitting so that they can hear the music basting, pumping. how they wanted because I couldn't hear anything.
Right.
I knew the rhythm, so I knew the song.
Right.
I could make out a little bit what the DJs were saying, but for the DJs that play so good, and I haven't been out in a while where I want to dance because DJs don't do that for me in Boston. If I'm dancing, the DJ is doing something. And Saturday, the DJ played nice.
Yeah, I think Saturday was a great event. I think Sorrow and Lime,
It's very grown and sexy, so it gives you a different feeling when you go
different
on the
feel.
Sorrow Lime, and the music just makes it even better.
Yeah, I'm.
I'm always drunk when I leave there, a speed racer going home, so I
Whoa,
know.
whoa, whoa,
But the
whoa.
music just wasn't the bass, the punching, the compression. They
Yeah,
didn't do it. It
yeah,
was missing.
it
It
was
was
missing.
missing.
It was missing that night, and it was funny, right?
And I
And it
never want to be a patron who's right because when it's my people, I pay for parties even if I don't show up. I want to see all my people win. So if it's a promoter I fuck with, I'm going to go to their party.
right.
Or I'm going to buy a ticket whether I go or not because that's just the person I am. But when I do go out, I don't complain. I buy so many tickets and don't go out. But I just couldn't get over that like nah.
Yeah, it
And
was.
I was trying to understand where did it come from? Like, did they have a different soundsman string up? Like, is it Sorrel and Lime's personal equipment that maybe they need to get tuned up? Like, but to be so cocky like that. And I hope you told him that it wasn't no compression or some shit or whatever the hell you just said, Bobby.
No, I did. I told him that. So at the end of the night, when he said to me, "You have two sets of people saying two different things," actually, because the two sets of people, the promoter and you guys are not proficient in sound engineering. But what I said was, as a sound engineer, the way to had fixed what all you had to do was to compress the bass and or gate it to give it the punch so the decay of the bass wasn't lingering, because what was going on is the bass would hit and then the it would linger around and bounce off the walls and then go back into the mic, and then we were getting like a little, like a phase cancellation. And I told him, so yo, listen, if you had gated the bass, you would have made her happy, would have made the promoters happy. And I think that's
The DJ even was like, turn up my mic. He couldn't hear himself because it was too much bass that wasn't gated.
right. So there you go. So you learned something
And
today.
the promoter's already paid. So my thing is this: the patrons come in to make sure that the promoters get things going.
Right.
So the promoter's not there to party and have a good time. They're there to make sure things is running right, money's coming in at the door, and the patrons are happy because these are the people who support them. Like, it's not a fun moment for a promoter. It's a job at this point. And I feel like promoters, they have these parties. If it's not your birthday party and everything isn't set up, you can't go and enjoy the moment. You gotta make sure everything is set up. So at this moment, it's like, forget me as a promoter. How do my patrons feel? But I don't know which promoter you spoke to, but the one I spoke to, they told me a total different thing. But I'm gonna leave it at the bass wasn't compressed
Bass
and
wasn't
all that.
compressed. It wasn't compressed. It was lingering around, and that was the problem.
Yeah, like I can't go to the bullshit ass after party and the little 1-2 system is strung up sounding better than Sorrow and Lime. Like this is crazy.
Yeah, he should have. He should have. But I mean, sometimes we say stuff as a defense mechanism.
Nah, cause I was talking to him and you. Like, come on now, Patchy. You know what? I know Patchy's very defensive. I can
Very
tell
defensive. So maybe
when
he came off a
people
little defensive.
like. I could tell when people write simple stuff and his ending card is always unpaid. I get paid too, very good money by these white people. So,
Really? Wow.
and I gotta go in there and show them what I could do so they could keep paying me.
Wow.
Not for me to tell the bitch, oh, you paid me. So the job is done. Because next week, I probably won't be there. So it's like, if my Patriots is coming to me and they never come to me, and it's usually the promoter, I'd be like, yo, Bobby, that shit sound crazy. How it sound to you? Knowing that you're an engineer. That's
Right.
just me as a businesswoman.
Right.
And I'm always in business mode. And it's not always about the money. Sometimes you got to show who you are before you get hired.
It is true. And I think,
He don't know who was in the party that night.
no, and you had some good points. You had some good points. I was listening to you. You had some very, I mean, I was more paying attention to the outfit, and your mouth was just moving, but some of the shit that came out of your mouth, I kind of heard it. I
Well,
didn't really,
I don't complain about people's parties. Like,
no, but I mean,
I don't
you,
complain. But that bass was like, yo,
that bass was crazy. So where were you Friday night? What do you do Friday night?
I didn't do nothing. My son had turned 21 on Wednesday, so we was drinking it up.
Nice. Yeah, we went out. I went to a Halloween party. Where the
And
hell
I
is
don't
everybody?
celebrate Halloween. In my country, that's the devil's holiday. So I don't celebrate that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't do none of that. Nah, that's the devil's holiday. That's how I grew up. That's how I raised my kids. And now that I'm 43 and a grown ass woman, nothing changes.
Not sure.
When Halloween come, it just comes and goes like a regular day. And I just pray for everybody outside. Pray that the kids go collect their candy and no dummies is doing nothing stupid. And I pray that the adults go to their venues and get home safe. That's it.
Okay.
Cause I can buy my own candy and I dress up for my nigga.
You can buy your own. You don't have to go and beg for candy.
Nope, I bring candy to the club every time, bag full. Anybody needs some, come ask.
You really?
Yeah, because when I'm drinking, I need a piece of candy because that rum sometimes, man, that rum is no good for me.
What type of candy you bring?
Tootsies.
Oh, Tootsie. I thought you said some. I
It's
thought you had like
candy
Now
though.
and
They got
Laters or
no,
fucking
it's
Jolly
the
Ranchers.
fruities. It's the fruity. Oh, Saturday I had cherry Jolly Ranchers. That's what I had on Saturday.
Really? I
Yeah,
love you. Do
cherry's
you?
my favorite.
Are you old enough to know they used to be in the stick form?
Yes. Come on
Okay,
now.
I
And you
know.
suck it down and got a bop. You couldn't even, you had to bang it on a table to break it in half for your friends?
Oh,
Come on, Bobby.
woo! I didn't know you were that old.
Come on.
So they used to cost 10 cents,
10
right?
cents, the stick.
The stick. The stick used to cost 10 cents.
Now you can get three little ones for 25 cents, 10
Where?
for $1.
Where?
So usually the little corner stores will have them in a bulk, but you got to dig through them. So what I do is I just order off Amazon the 50-pack bag of cherry because I only eat the cherry or the blue raspberry. But the cherry's my favorite. So I just ordered off of Amazon or Target.
Okay. So
That's
what
it.
I used to do as a kid, my mom had a penny jar. I would steal money out of the penny jar.
Because you can go to the penny candy store.
Go to the penny candy store. So I would steal like $2 from my mom in pennies, and I put them in my shoes. And then when I get to school early, because a van used to drop us off, I would go to the variety across the street from St. Gregory's on Dorchester Ave, and I would buy 10 sticks for $1 because they're 10
Mm-hmm.
cents a piece.
Yep.
Now, because I went to St. Gregory's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Catholic school, women weren't allowed to use lip gloss. Well, not women, girls. I mean, girls
Yep.
not
And the
allowed to.
girls will rub it on their lips.
Oh my God! I used to
Come
sell
on now.
Kia,
So back home in my
yeah,
country, I used to ask for those because we couldn't wear lipstick. And I knew if I
right,
kept eating the red stick, my lips would get pink.
yes. That's what I used to do. I had a good business, and I would sell them for 25 cents or 50 cents because we there was no school lunch there, so we had to buy. People would come to school with money, so I
Right.
would be selling candy. I only would do cherry. I like the apple and the watermelon for me, but I always had the inventory for cherry because women would use it as lip gloss.
Yep.
My mom, something happened. and I was late getting up for school, and my mom heard the coins in my shoes, and she asked me what was in my shoes,
Stop your whole hustle.
and my mom beat the shit out of me.
Of course, there's no stealing.
But
There's no stealing.
I'm telling you, I had all the GI Joes because across the street from the school was CVS. So by the end of the week, I'm caked up, and I could go and get a GI Joe for $3. I had cross pens in school. Like, I was killing these niggas. I was rich. Like, I would have like $20 in my pocket, like a billfold. Yeah, man, I was hustling sticks. My mom fucked that all up for me, man.
Because
I don't know where I could have been by now.
you
I could
didn't
have.
do it the right way.
I didn't do it the right. What I should have done was, if I could go back and do it again, what I would do is I would steal the pennies as a seed investment, and then as the money, as because after 2 weeks of this operation, I didn't need to go back to the penny jar because I had my own investment in my pocket, and it
Mm-hmm.
would have been paper money, and she would have never knew. But I got greedy.
That's true.
She
And
found the pen.
you were stealing. So
I mean, I don't think I was
because you
stealing.
were stealing,
I mean, I was
that was
stealing.
stealing. If your mom didn't know, Bobby, that was stealing.
That's subjective,
That was stealing. I tell my kids, anything that is put down in my house,
right?
where I put it is where it stays. I don't care what it is. And if it's moved from there and you didn't move it to give it to me, you stole it from me. And I don't trust you. No. My kids know there's no stealing. There's no stealing. A liar and a thief is two people I can't get over besides a Batiman.
I, I
I
mean,
can't.
it's a dollar
No.
and pennies. Like, what's
No,
the
no, no,
problem,
no.
Mom?
No, 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 no. Because same way it's a dollar and pennies is the same way you could have asked.
Yeah, I could have asked. You're right.
Yeah. You could have went outside and found a penny. You know how much people was leaving pennies outside back in those times, Bobby? Pennies was all over the floor. No, no, no. When it you steal from anybody, it's stealing. It's stealing.
You're right. There were payphones back then. I probably could have
Yep.
checked.
You know, you could have hit the nozzle. Poop, poop, poop. Remember I used to do that and the change fall down? Come on
Yeah,
now. You ain't even have to do all that. But once you start stealing from your
yeah.
mom, you can steal from anybody. That's how I look at it.
Oof. Yeah, yeah. My mom beat the piss out of me.
I
Stopped
know
that
she
candy
did.
business.
Stop your G.I. Joe on Friday business.
Oh man, I had Cobra Commander. I had all them motherfuckers. Sergeant Slaughter.
You know what's so crazy? I still have my Urkel doll.
Really?
And it's another doll that came out back in it. I remember I was back home and I came to America to visit for the first time. It was this big expensive doll my grandmother got me just because she wanted me to feel like everyone cared about me, even though I was thousands of miles away.
Right. Let
And
me bring.
you put the cassette in the back of it.
Oh yes,
I still have that.
that's worth.
I still have that. And
That's
it's
worth.
so crazy. I was like, let me put some batteries and see if this shit even works.
Yeah, that's worth money.
Well, I still have it. Urkel my son's is like, who's this dude? I'm like, Urkel, are you kidding me? You was the shit if you had it. Did I do that?
Yeah, what?
I'm like, you was the it kid if you had that doll.
Cabbage Patch. Remember Cabbage Patch?
Yeah. What's the oh my god, I got the cabbage patch that you rolled up into the ball. Oh,
Really?
that's the Care Bear. The Care Bear.
Really?
Yep, and you roll it up into the ball. I just gave it to my glam. I'm like, I need her to have all these things. Cause these are ancient.
Those are ancient, man. Those are like 80,
Oh,
80s.
those are the times, man. That's the
Shit.
type of music I need back in them times. I need one good party like Windsor, like Zodiac, like I need one good party like when I was sneaking using my mom's ID at 14 years old.
Jesus.
I need I need one of those parties when the DJs only cared about the women, and if the women wasn't dancing, it ain't no party. Because when they used to focus on a woman, remember all the boys used to come dance? I forget, it used to be one white dude in 3Cs. He used to dance his ass off.
Rah rah.
Rah rah, yes. Those was the times. We're never gonna get those parties back, I tell you.
Why?
Because the DJs are too young now. And they cry too much. They're young and they cry. Like, it's so crazy. I will see a DJ. You know what's so crazy? It's this one little young, little light skinned nigga I seen at Unity, right?
Right.
And I was sitting there just watching him. And I'm like, look how he's engaging with the crowd. He got the whole crowd going. You know what's so funny? My cousin came up from New York and I said to her, yo, next week they having one artist in Unity. We gonna go up there. It's
Right.
one little young light skinned boy you need to see and just see how he reacts and performs on the stage and draw the damn whole crowd into what he's doing. And she's like, yeah, for real. She was like, it ain't too many DJs like that in Boston. I don't know what that little dreadhead little boy name is. But yo, my cousin was like, yo, he is so engaged with the crowd. I don't expect this from Boston. I'm like, I don't even know him.
Yeah, that's Kev Trinity.
Well, he's
Light,
good.
light
Light
skin,
skin with
skinny,
some little dreads. Yup.
skinny. Yeah, that's Kev Trinity. Yeah, Kev Trinity's. He's nice.
Yeah. I was like, okay,
He's
young
nice.
man.
Yeah, he's
I was,
nice.
you know what? I was Team Sheller. I love them. That's because they interact with the crowd. They moving around, they dancing, they engaging in the crowd. And that little boy, he just showed me like a younger version trying to work his way up to where they at. Because it takes a strong person to be able to react to hundreds of people and entertain them. Because sometimes those DJs get up there and they start talking foolishness. It don't got nothing to do with the song. It just disappoints me how sometimes I want to go out, but when I see certain people on a flyer, I just feel like, you know what? I'm not putting on my good clothes for this. I'm tired of wearing some good clothes. And
Um.
then my drive alone too. So it's like I be like, when I think about the driving the good clothes, I be like, stay home here. And what I realize is, well, I've been realized this. I don't know, certain promoters they just put like 4 or 5 DJs on there. Boston doesn't have DJs where it could be 4 or 5 DJs on there
Yeah, I
because
think the max you.
no one wants to play this segment, right? Everyone
Right.
wants to straight jump to a gunman tune. No one wants to play this segment. So 2 DJs. I been like the pepper pot lady, like yo, bro, 2 DJs, no more. It runs so smooth because now the early woman juggling DJ, they got time to. They don't feel left out like they won't be able to play no one tune.
Right. 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 So then, so
So it's like they get a little early juggling, then they get to midway, then it's like back and forth, and it gives it something for the next sound to be like, you know what, I really gotta sit the fuck down and look at my laptop and line my stuff up. But if
yo,
I'm going in the club, I'm going to link with my people, smoke a little bit, have a drink, go talk to Shorty, and then I come back up here and I tuned out the whole segment that this DJ got. So I just come up here playing foolishness. And some of the DJs, I feel like if they play Friday, they don't go back in their computer and like put a check mark on the songs they play. So when they go play out Saturday, they don't play those same songs. And I think if DJ did that, they get to satisfy people. Because if I go out to a party on Friday and one DJ's on a party and he's on Saturday and he plays that same lineup, I'm mad. I'm so pissed because it's like, is that it reminds me of like a workout demo tape where
Right.
they just go in and press play.
Hold on a second here. We have Jug Pack. Oh shit! Here's Patchy.
Oh, let's go, Patchy. Tell me what it was, Patchy. Let me like my.
Patchy just joined the stream. Here we go. Patchy, I defended you.
I was listening. I was putting my baby to sleep before I go to work.
Now,
Put your baby to sleep.
Yeah, I was putting my baby to sleep before I go to work.
now, Patchy, why you couldn't just say, Kia, the compression wasn't compression, and that's
That's
why
not the
it
problem.
sounded
Where
like
you
that.
was standing, you're standing right next to two bass box. Would you expect you're gonna get?
How am I supposed to know? I'm not no engineer, and you could have said, yo, Kia, you know you were standing there, the loudest bass box ever. That's why it sound like that.
You standing
And
directly.
my
You're standing directly
compression.
next to them.
Am I supposed to know that? I'm a patron, not a salesman. That was your time to tell me, oh, kid, when you come in the club, yo, don't stand over there. You're going to get the most bass. Don't come telling me you got paid and the promoter get what they for, and you stringing up at Makumba's caves and here. I don't even go to those clubs. I barely go out. You could have been not on defense mode and be like, yo, it's a girl saying that to me. Let me hear what she really is. And then be like,
Kia,
yo, you were standing in front of the loudest bass, whatever the fuck it was.
yo, Kia, you're breaking up on us. Log out and come back in. Patchy, where the hell are you, Patchy?
On my way to work.
What the fuck you drive?
Hmm?
What the fuck is all that red light in the whip?
That's the red light.
What type of car is that?
What car is this in front of me? It's some Lexus truck in front of me.
Oh, I thought that was inside of your car. Go ahead, Kia.
No, no. That wasn't mine.
Oh Jesus! Now Kia. Now the bass in in your sound system sounds fucked up. We can't even hear you, Kia. The fuck?
But it
Can't
depends
hear you, Kia.
that it depends.
We can't hear you, Kia.
Yeah,
Yeah, there she goes. All right,
but
Patchy. I'm glad you
but
showed up.
no, I was listening. I
Now we're
seen
gonna
it
leave
now.
that alone.
Yeah, but for the most part,
I got you. No,
for the most part, that club is very hard to tune because of the acoustics of where everything's pointed. Right, the club doesn't want it to look like a club, so they don't want the big dance hall
bass
speakers.
is
Right,
right.
they want to be as discreet as possible. So the only place to be discreet is to tuck those in the corner right there, which are not the most um sound sufficient spot, should I say? Right? Cool. They're not the it's not the most sound sufficient. We
We
don't know
get
that,
you, Patchy.
but
We
also
get you.
can't turn it up as much as you want to, and you can't have it as low as possible because even the first week of the place being open, they was getting noise complaints and almost got a ticket because of it. So it has to keep at a level. Well, you not like the level, but that is what it is.
All right, enough with that. We had a good time. I told you there's only one human being on the planet, and I know Kia's gonna agree with me. Because I want to test Kia's sound knowledge before we sign off. I
What
told
is
you
that?
there's only one man I know that I respect, and he gave me his top four for Mount Rushmore.
Who was that?
And this is it. And this is it. His word is final because he has all the cassette tapes, video, and audio.
And what's this Mount Rushmore?
Bass Odyssey or Bass Odyssey, Stone
Yeah.
Love, Kilimanjaro, David Rodigan. That's it. That's
I
the style Mount Rushmore.
I agree to you. I'm not disagreeing to you. But like I told you the other day, is like when you talk about Mount Rushmore, what's on Mount Rushmore? The people on Mount Rushmore, right? There are people on there that are influential and that did something for history, right? You got to ask yourself, the people that you're putting up there, what have they done for history, for the business, right? I'm not saying Stone Love. We all know Stone Love is monumental dancehall culture, and for the music. So is Kilimanjaro, right? I am a Bass Sissies fan to heart, bro. But what have they done for them to say like, all right, cool, they're monumental in the culture?
They're the only sound that has survived every generation
Without
Mm,
falling
Yeah,
apart.
yeah,
without falling apart.
Yeah,
what about?
I guess.
I mean, if you put it that way, if you put it,
No, no.
if you,
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
but that doesn't still mean they did something to stamp their spot on Mount Rushmore, bro.
They're the number one clash sound in the world.
I would not say that.
Of
I
course,
would
you
not
have
say
to say
because
that.
basically still hasn't clashed within like the last 10 years, bro.
But the sound is still relevant. Clashing is dead. We all know. I mean, there's a resurgence
Basically,
with clashing.
basically is turning into a more. They're trying to turn into the newer Stone Love, bro. Meaning like more corporate, more
Yeah,
juggling.
yeah. And
That's what
what's
they're
wrong with
turning
that?
into. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, what has Stone Love done from what 1970 something to now? They had the record label. They put songs. They bust artists. They had their record label. They created music. There's more than just juggling and clashing to this business, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So like, and what does Cypress say to you? Cypress said if that's going to be one of your characteristics for that, then you have to put my boy from St. Elizabeth on. What's his
Who's that?
name?
Who's that?
Oh my God.
There's more.
Don
th-
Corleone. He has a sound. Who produced more music than him?
You're right.
But he's
So
not. But
it
you can't put his sound on Mount Rushmore.
nah, because his sound hasn't done. His sound system alone hasn't done more than what the other sound system have done to everybody else, for everybody else.
Right. But this is what I'm saying. Bass Odyssey is
If this was a clash in Mount Rushmore, yes, cool. But we're talking about Mount Rushmore in general knowledge.
Mount Rushmore. You have to put Bass Odyssey on it. They've done. They were the epicenter of the clash when they were clashing. The epicenter.
Right.
Squingy is the epicenter of clash. Like there
Right.
is no clash without Squingy. And then
What
also too, they went through, and it was Mark who we were talking about. Mark, not Dwayne. Mark. It was Lenny G, Glamour G, and Lenny, Squingy, then
and
Mark, then
then
Squingy again,
then you
then
have Worm,
Worm,
then
then
Damien,
Damien.
and Damien bust everybody else.
I mean, we're talking a sound that's been on that's been consistent,
Yeah, see, that's another thing. Again, we
consistent.
if we're going to have a Mount Rushmore, what are the standards for the Mount Rushmore, bro? What are we really looking at?
The
That's the thing.
standard is how did you push the culture? And Squingy is the face.
I honestly,
He's the face of
if we're
clashing.
talking about, you
He's
see,
the
you're
face
talking
of
about
clashing.
Clash, and you're talking about Clash, and I'm talking about in general for the
No,
culture.
no, but
If it
you asked me.
if
I
it
mean,
was
you can't say one thing and go back. You asked me
no,
what
I
Bass
said
Odyssey did
general.
for the
Oh
culture.
yeah,
He did
okay,
clash,
yeah, go ahead.
and then the juggling with Lenny, with Glamour G and Lenny was
Okay,
unstoppable.
so your defense is what basically different culture is clashing and juggling. All right, cool, right? That's your that is your standard for them. But what I'm saying for everybody else is they've they've contributed to the culture.
You trans
They brought forward something to the culture
so basically they didn't bring nothing to the culture.
other than what playing music and clashing,
Ye-
staying relevant from the '90s to now and never parked. Cool,
Clashing
I
is a big
understand that's very
clashing
hard
is a
to
big
do
part.
because everybody wants to
Patchy,
take breaks.
Patchy, clashing is a big
That's
part of sound
understandable.
system.
But what have they put in the culture to say like, all right, we put this in the culture to make our stamp, right? You was fighting me the other, not fighting me, not literally fighting me, but hello,
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just in awe for a sound that is the epicenter
yo,
of clash. Yeah, I'm here. You can't hear me? My man said Mighty Crown. Now we can't put Mighty Crown up. Mighty Crown was a manufactured. We can't put Mighty Crown on it. Yeah, Ricky Trooper. We said Ricky Trooper. Kilimanjaro. This is it. This is the Mount Rushmore for sounds coming from Walking News, who's the only dude I know that if I go over his house right now, he has the cassette and the video on his shelf. He collects dance hall artifacts. He has my first 3 videos that he refused to give to me. He's a collector of dance hall artifacts. I mean, I'm a collector of dance hall artifacts because, I mean, I have all the data that I've done, which actually doesn't really make me that much of a historian because I'm only collecting the Bobby Shakes content. This dude has everybody's content at his crib. Cassettes, thousands of cassettes. So when this man says Bass Odyssey, Stone Love, Kilimanjaro, and David Rodigan, that's it. I don't know where Patchy went, but that's it. Oh, Patchy's here. Here's Patchy.
yeah, my bad, I lost
Yeah,
service,
come on,
lost
man.
service. Like I
And
said,
the world,
there's different standards to this Mount Rushmore, man. There's different standards, and we're still because everyone's Mount Rushmore is going to be different, right? Everyone's Rushmore is going to be different. And like I
no,
said to you the other day,
no, there's only
they had
my
this conversation. They was having this sound conversation on Irish and Chin on Soundchat Radio. They was having the same conversation, no
yeah,
bullshit.
yeah, but
And
Irish and Chin is biased.
no, listen, they was asking the people calling in and giving their Mount Rushmore, right? And everybody that called in, I want to say probably 50 callers. Everybody, everybody list was different. Only thing that wasn't different was one sound, bro. One. You know what that one sound
Stone
was?
Love,
Stone Love.
Stone Love.
Stone Love, bro. And we could say Stone Love because again, Stone Love contributed to the culture. Stone Love brought forth artists. Stone Love that did the juggling. Stone Love never parked. But what I'm getting at, what I'm
Stone Love hasn't been as consistent as Bass Odyssey.
Stone Love plays out every Wednesday. What are we talking about?
I mean, Bass Odyssey plays out every week too.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Like,
Stone Love is great because they've re-engineered themselves and they've always
right,
put themselves in a different track.
right.
But Stone Love is just Stone Love, right? But okay, let me ask you a question here. Give me your Mount Rushmore of selectors.
Mount Rushmore selectors, right?
Yeah.
So
Go
here
ahead.
we go now. For selectors, Squingy. You have Mataran. I'll take Firelinks, right? Um, I will take. I will. Da, 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 da. Damn. Rory Stone Love.
That's it. That's 4.
Yeah,
Out of
and
those four that you named,
mhm.
who would you say is the most influential selector out of the 4 that you just named?
mean meaning like in what wise like juggling, clashing, or just
Juggling, clashing, music, pushing the culture forward.
well, I will say this, right? Everybody had their time and place, and they had their everyone has their ups and their downs. So if we're talking about filings, when filings just left bodyguard, it was hot. I'm running. I'll say filings. But if we're talking about filings now, hell no.
No,
Remember,
but
filings will create
who was the four? Who's the four again? Squingy. Who else?
Mataran.
Mataran.
You have filings and Rory Stone Love.
Filing Warrior. Okay. Out of those four, rank them 1 through 4.
So I'll start at 4. I'll start at 4 with filings.
Okay.
Right.
Which is crazy, but go ahead.
Number 3 to
Yep.
me will be my I would put Links at 3,
Yep.
Mataran 2, Squingy at 1.
Okay. So you put Matron at 2 out of your Mount
Yes.
Rushmore. We
Yes.
had Matron on the stream 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And guess who's the only selector he feared?
Well, Squingy.
No.
Who's that?
Glamour G and Lenny.
Oh, Bass Odyssey.
So there you go. So that was my point. I just wanted you to know that when you talk about Bass Odyssey or Bass Odyssey and you give your 4 top selectors, you rank Matron at 2. Matron feared, and he said it on the stream, he feared Lenny and Glamour G,
But you got,
and
but
he
you, but
didn't
you
fear
know why
Squingy.
though? You know why though?
That's just
Glamour G and Lenny was the juggling machine for the '90s, bro. They set a lot of trends that to this day, that DJs still use certain styles, certain way to order the music. They set that back in the early '90s, and we are still using that,
so
right?
that just shows you how influential. I'm just tying your foot.
I
I'm just
understand.
tying
Yeah,
your
I
foot right
understand.
now.
I understand saying,
So
but that,
when we talk about bass,
but what I'm telling you is also what I'm telling you
you
is
just said that
what
you just said that Lenny and Glamour G was influential, and people still select how they select now. You just said
right.
that,
But guess
but
what
that's
happens
bass
now?
odyssey.
Guess what happened now? Everyone's selecting like Polish. So is Polish influential?
Polish right now,
Is Polish influential? Everyone's selecting like Polish, bro.
Polish right
But
now,
what?
Polish right
So
now.
Does Polish belong on Mount Rushmore? Because everyone's selecting like him? No,
Hold on a second.
no.
Hold on a second. If there's a fifth spot, If there's a fifth spot, I'll put Polish on the Mount Rushmore. There's a fifth spot, but we're not making a fifth spot. But if there's a fifth,
But what I'm saying, what I'm saying
Polish is
to
probably
you is,
Polish is the best selector in dancehall in the world. I mean, that's not debatable.
I
We know
mean,
that. I mean,
you're pushing it a little
I'm
bit. I'm
not
not
pushing
saying
it.
either. I just read the
He's the best
comments.
in the world.
Okay. I just read the comments. Right. Someone said Johnny Killer. You know who Johnny Killer is?
Johnny Kill used to catch for Mataran.
All right. He was the quarterback that made Mataran great, bro. That man created the speed juggling that everyone doing today. That's what makes Mataran to me influential, bro. Remember, Mataran had music. He contributed to the culture. He contributed with his music. He contributed with his style, right? Mataran was the first selector to leave a sound and go solo. He started a trend.
I know, but you just said
Only reason why Mataran's not number one in my list, because I'm a diehard Squingy fan. Squingy can't do no wrong in my book.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
Squid.
like that's it. Like it is Squingy can't do no wrong in my book.
Yeah, I mean, you just proved that. That's why Bass Odyssey should be on the Mount Rushmore, because Lenny and Glamour G's juggling has influenced the
Like,
way people juggle
but
now.
again, but again, with this,
What are we talking about?
we have your standards, and there's everyone has different standards. My standards of around Mount Rushmore is, what do you have contributed, right?
You
I mean,
just
and
said
like,
You just said they contributed.
I'm talking about like physically, like did you produce any music? Did you bust any artists? Stuff like that. Anybody could play the fucking music and start a trend, bro.
Oh my god. So if
So
Lenny and
so
Glamour G is not
so
that influential, why are people trying to play like them?
who's on the real Mount Rushmore right now? I can't remember. Who's on Mount Rushmore right now?
For
Last
who?
time in the real one in Washington.
George Washington. Violence killed Tony. Uh, Violence killed Tony
George George
Matron.
Wa- George Washington. What else is on there? Violence killed
Hold
Matron enough times.
on a second here. Mount Rushmore.
Because I
Mount.
feel like everybody that's on Mount Rushmore is an innovator and created something and made something that people are still using till today. Right? Stone Love created the real rock Stone Love rhythm. Every sound in the world has a juggling on the Stone Love real rock rhythm. They contributed. They
George
contributed.
Washington. George Washington. I mean, what the fuck did George Washington do? First
Uh,
president. Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln.
all people that contributed to history. So
It-
now you get where I'm getting my standards from, right?
yeah, but you just said that Lenny and Glamour G's juggling
So you might as
is
well say
is prolific right now.
you might as well say Glamour Energy goes on it. It takes up two spots then.
No, because Glamour G and Lenny's from base of this,
No, they left base for this in '94.
but they're still part of the sound.
They left
What
in
are we talking
'94.
about?
They left in '94.
And that even goes to show you base of this. I'm not even gonna get into the history of the sound. I'm just going by face. Okay, so Lenny and Glamour G has
They left.
influenced selectors now. They left in 1994. It's now 2025. Okay, boom.
So
Then,
anything. So you can't say it was base of this. No, it's Glamour G and Lenny. They left in '94. What base of this hasn't contributed anything to the culture, bro.
that's
Other than
crazy.
other than play music, bro.
You just said that the way they select is
Yes,
influential to this
yes.
day. So what
Okay,
are you
so is
talking
Polish.
about?
So is Polish, bro.
And I said if there's a fifth spot, Polish is on there.
Every selector in the world, right? Someone's copying something from there. That doesn't mean they're influential, bro. Look how many times I go out, I try a new style. Damn, I felt like it didn't work for me, but next week and somebody's doing the same thing. Am I influential?
Yeah. If you could influence people, then you're influential.
But that doesn't mean I belong on a Mount Rushmore.
It all depends on how you influence people and how far it went.
All I'm
Mighty
saying is
Crown
that
had the culture in Japan. Here's my whole thing with Mighty Crown. And I love Mighty Crown. Tassan. Look at that. Okay, Peyton. We have another old head in here. Peyton, right now. Give me your Mount Rushmore right now. Right now. And my list is the best. Like, you can't go around my list. But give me yours. We're waiting for him. Yeah, Amplex. Amplex. I actually hung out
and,
with Amplex
and,
with
and, and, and Amplex kill bass bro. The audio's on YouTube.
oh
Glamour,
yeah,
Glamour G and Lenny. They killed bass this evening.
I know. They're the two greatest ever. I know that.
They slaughtered him.
And they were from and Father Keith grew them. So
Wow.
when you talk about just that alone, just Lenny and Glamour G alone is
Now,
on is in the
now
top five selectors ever.
you know, who was a selector. It was a great fucking selector that is underrated the most. It's Charlie Blacks. Charlie Blacks.
No, he's
Charlie,
not.
listen to me. Charlie, when Squingy died, they picked up Charlie Blacks, bro. There's
Right.
audio I was listening to, and I'm like, damn. Squingy was still alive this late in '08. No, it was Charlie Blacks. He sounds just like him. Go on YouTube. Um, Go on YouTube. It's World Clash in Jamaica. I think it's like oh wait, and it's Charlie Blacks and Worm working that night, bro. And Charlie Blacks fucked up the place, bro. He was writing all the bass of this, these customs, all of their dubs. He wrote the greatest dub there ever to be built to this day. It was the Buju. Then he turned around and became an artist. That his songs is played on Jamie 94.5, Kiss 108 for reggae music. And nobody's talking about him, bro. And I feel like he's the most underrated artist slash selector ever. And to this day, he still selects for bass.
There is no there is no sound in the world that has delivered greats. Like Ace Odyssey has
Like who? Like
greats.
Stone Love? Like Stone Love? The greats?
Ace Odyssey has more greats than Stone Love.
I beg to differ, bro.
Give me four from Stone Love that are great.
Nico Bum Bum, Richie Feelings,
Oh my God.
Rory Stone Love, Billy Slaughter, G Fuss. You have the ones who used to play for what's Jazzy J. He used to play on Jazzy J sound. The two selectors, I left Jazzy J in them, and then they started their own sound, Sky Level. The two selectors from Sky Level used to play on Stone Love, and they used to play for Swash. Not Jazzy did Swash. Um,
All right, let me give you the four
that's
greatest.
like eight. That's
Let,
eight
let,
selectors. That's
let
eight
me give you
selectors right
four.
there.
Let
That's
me
eight
give you
selectors.
four.
Wait,
Let
time
me give
out.
you four who are more
Time out.
influential than those guys.
No, time
Squingy,
out. You said
Glamour,
name. You said
Glamour
name
G,
selectors that had Stone Love bust,
Glamour
bro.
G, Lenny, and Charlie Blacks. So I don't understand where you're going here. You mentioned selectors that are influential, that's done a lot for the culture, that played on Bass Odyssey, but you're
What,
not
one
giving
of
Bass
them?
Odyssey any love.
I told you, basically, this is my favorite sound in the world, bro.
Right. So how could you not have them on the Mount Rushmore?
Because I feel like they haven't contributed to the culture, bro. All
But
right, let
you
me tell.
just
Let
you
me ask
you
you. Let
you
me ask
you
you this
just
question.
you
Let me ask
just
you this
said that
question.
they have.
Let me ask you this question, Bobby. Right? If Father Keith was to say, "I'm done, pack it up, that's it," what does basis he have that everyone to remember him by?
Squingy,
What does the new
Glamour
generation?
G,
What does the new gen?
Charlie Blacks.
What does the new generation can look back and be like, oh, this is what basis he did.
They
I can tell
gave
you.
you.
I can tell you what they could do. What Stone Love did. I could tell you what was the other sounds I said when we was talking in person. I was like King Tubbies and them. They all put. They all contributed to the culture, bro. They
I'm just.
contributed and I'm not just talking about music wise. I'm talking about in a broad way. They contributed, bro.
I know.
Outside of the music, they contributed.
And I understand what you're trying to say, but every time you talk about a selector that contributed to the culture, that selector played on Bass Odyssey. So
Rory
I'm
never
very
played. Rory
confused
Rory
on
never
what
played on
you're
bass.
saying.
Rory
But you
never
talk
played on
about
bass, did
Charlie
he?
Black, you talk
Rory
about Lenny and Squingy, you talk about
Rory
and
never.
Glamour G. So you mention four selectors from a sound that you don't put on Mount Rushmore, and I'm just going by
Ro-
what you're saying. It's
Rory
it
Ro-
sounds crazy to me.
Rory never played on bass, did he? My Mount. Oh, there's only one selector on my Mount Rushmore of selectors that played on that sound. One. Don't tell me the other three very good selectors, bro. Very good. But
Right. So,
again, do they belong there? No.
but you've mentioned four selectors from Bass Odyssey.
No, they don't
You've
belong there.
mentioned
Dude,
you've mentioned those four selectors, but you refuse to put the sound on Mount Rushmore.
because the sound itself, Bobby, take away the selectors, bro. The sound itself has done nothing to contribute.
Okay, all right, okay, enough with that.
The
So
sound, the
Eddie,
sounds, the
so,
sound stone, the sound Stone Love contribute. The sound King Jammies contributed. Kilimanjaro contribute. right? Those are people who contributed. You have even David Rodigan in England, the white man. He contributed more than Bass Tennessee by having BBC and pushing reggae music to them out there.
So if Bass
But
Odyssey,
then you
if
could go
Bass,
back. You could go back in the history and pull out records that has David Rodigan's name on records as producer and as producers, bro. That is in the record. That is in the record book. That is something you cannot take away from him. That he contributed. So that's what
so
I'm talking
Bass,
about.
so Bass Odyssey has never has not contributed nothing to dancehall, nothing to the culture, but the four selectors that played on the sound, you rate them. I'm just trying to
Yes,
figure out.
yes,
That
yes.
doesn't make any sense to me.
It makes perfect sense.
How?
Again,
Explain that.
look at the real Mount Rushmore, and you can Google everything that person on the real Mount Rushmore has contributed to American history.
You just said that Charlie Blacks,
I said he's a great selector. I said he's very underrated. He's a good selector and
right?
very underrated.
But he selected on Bass Odyssey.
But what again? What has yo, bro?
I
Take
don't
away the
understand. I don't.
selectors.
I don't understand. I don't understand your logic. You cannot say.
My logic is what has the brand contributed, bro. What has the brand? What go all right, you want to go through it? Google you're I'm at work right now, but you could go online and look up what every person on the real Mount Rushmore has contributed. And then as you do that, we can go back and be like, all right, cool, this is what this sound has contributed.
So so
Right?
so 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 Squingy's not the epicenter of Sound Clash. That's a
The
big part of
epi
the
the
culture.
ep, the
The
epicenter
epicenter. The
the epicenter
epicenter of Sound
of
Clash
Sound
is
Clash,
Squingy. The
you
epicenter.
you can't overlook Ricky Trooper, bro.
By that time, Ricky Trooper long gone left Gyro.
You
When
can't you
when
cannot
Squingy
you cannot
when Squingy's standing on his own, all these niggas is on no sound. Lynx is on no sound. Um, Johnny from Bodyguard is on no sound. Mataron
Johnny
is
from
on no
Bodyguard.
sound.
Johnny from
Everybody,
Bodyguard.
everybody's on no sound. None of them dudes is on sound. None of them. All them dudes is free agents. All of them.
John
All of them are
Johnny
free agents.
Johnny from Bodyguard. He owns Bodyguard, and he still plays Bodyguard to this day. He's on Soundtrack Radio. When I'm gonna find the episode of Soundtrack Radio. I'm gonna send it to you. I just want you to listen to it, and I want you to listen to it good, and then we could revisit this conversation again.
There's nothing to revisit.
Right?
Basically, is the epicenter of Sound Clash. The epicenter.
I I I I beg to differ.
And who is?
I beg to defer, bro.
And who
You
is?
can't you
You
can't
have
take
Squingy.
away.
You have
You
Squingy
cannot
ranked
take
number
away.
one on your list as four
Yeah,
sounds who played for Bass Odyssey, and
because
you're not rate. It doesn't. That's crazy. That's like saying I rate Michael Jordan and Pippen, but I'm
look at
but I'm
this.
not putting the but
Look
I'm
what
not
Father
putting
P
the
said.
Chicago Bills on the Mount Rushmore. That's
Look what
crazy.
Father look what Father P said. Jaro Stone Love IDs. Basis is Silverhawk.
You can't put IDs on according. You can't. No, hold on. No, according to you, according to you, you can't put IDs on it.
Why
Using
not?
your
IDs
method of thinking, this is
IDs
why you can't put
contributed.
IDs on it. This is why
IDs
you can't put
contributed.
IDs on it. A, that sound has been quiet for 100 years. B,
You're wrong.
they're running around tough right now where there's no giants. C, that was Tony Mataron that
You're
made
wrong.
IDs.
You're
And then
wrong,
on
bro.
your list from 1 to 4, you put Mataron second and Squingy first.
Because of what they contributed to the culture, bro. Yeah, and you're wrong. IDs has contributed to the culture because
I'm not saying they haven't
again,
attributed culture. I'm just going
again,
by
we could
your
go back.
logic.
We could
By
go back.
your
We could go
logic, you
back.
can't put IDs on it.
We can go back to the. I put IDs on it. When you told me no, you can't put IDs on it.
Can't put
I
IDs
put
on it.
ID. I did. You know why you could put IDs on it? We could go back to history. Donnie Dread. Go look at the Donnie Dread 45s. Who's it produced by? IDs Music. Come on, Bobby. Let's go to Bounty Killer's first album. The last song of Bounty Killer's first album. Who's that produced by? These, bro. So what are we
At
talking about?
these, at these. So, like Cypress said, going on your rules, then you have to put Don Corleone on the list because nobody produced more songs than Don Corleone that has a sound. So why isn't Don Corleone on your Mount Rushmore then? Because there's nobody
It's
that's produced more hit records than him. He's produced more hit records than Stone Love, Jammies, everybody. So how come he's not on your Mount Rushmore?
like I said, everyone's Mount Rushmore's will be different.
No, there's only one Mount Rushmore.
Everyone's is gonna be different.
No. There's only one Mount Rushmore, and I'm gonna give
Yours
it
is
to you.
yours is
This,
different
this
from mine. Mine's is different from yours.
yeah,
Father P's is different from yours and mine's.
no,
Everyone's is different.
this is the only Mount Rushmore. This is it. Bass Odyssey, Stone Love, Gyro, and David Rodigan. That's it. Squingy by himself held the Clash world by himself.
Look at Father
And
P.
when,
Not more. Not look at
and
Father P. Look what Father P said. Not more than Silverhawk, bro. You gotta remember, bro. All these rhythms that everybody is sampling and use.
we can't do Silverhawk because Silverhawk, that's the 80s. That's before my time. Silverhawk is before my time.
So see, now you changing. Now you changing it
No,
again. Is it
no,
before
because
your time or
no. Hold on a
all in
second.
general?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second, because you remember my Mount Marshmore is I have to put Sturgraph over Silverhawk. Sturgraph was on my original Bass
Also mine's
Odyssey,
also
Stone
mine's
Love,
too.
Sturgraph, and Jaro.
I will put Stereograph over bass system
Sturgraph.
because you know what they brought to the culture. They're one of the sounds that had real DJs that come to the dance, and the DJs had to chat lyrics all day, bro. They had to
Father P,
chat
I
lyrics.
understand what you're saying. He said Steely produced almost every famous rhythm ever.
Yes, ever, and still sampled to this day. And then on top of that, Steely is more influential than everybody on the list. You know why? Silverhawk Sound is know why? It created is one of his rhythms created its own fucking genre, reggaeton.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that
So
because I had
I
Silverhawk on
would
my list.
I will remove
I had Silverhawk fifth on my list.
I
Silverhawk
would
is fifth on my
remove
list.
basis and put Silverhawk.
That's crazy. Y'all ain't making no sense, man. Y'all ain't making no sense. You have a personal with Bass Odyssey. That's why they're not on the list.
No, I
Because
love Bass Odyssey. I'm a
you
Saint.
don't.
I'm from Satan. I love Bass Odyssey, bro.
But
I love Bass Odyssey.
I asked you what are the four best selectors in the world. Squingy was number one. I asked you
Yes.
who's the most, and then you said that Glamour G and Lenny were the most influential selectors. That you said that, and then again you said Charlie Blacks. So
I said
you
Charlie Blacks is an underrated selector, a very good
underrated.
underrated.
So because he's underrated, that means you rate him, and he still don't put the sound on the Mount
I,
Rushmore.
he's under.
It's crazy to me. It's crazy to
No,
me.
I don't. Uh, mm-mm. I feel like they haven't contributed enough to be up there, bro. They
How have they
haven't.
not contributed enough when you've picked their
Here's me. I would like to see Basis doing something other than fucking playing music. Produce something, do something else other than play music. Everybody else can play music every day, bro.
That's not true.
Everybody can play music every day, bro. There's a million
That's
and
not true.
there is a
Clearly not everybody could play music. Because if everybody could play music, then Boston would have been in uproar over the selectors in Boston. So clearly, playing music
what
is
the
not
problem.
that easy.
You know what the problem is with Boston, right? The problem is in Boston that everybody wants to see their friend play music, bro. Even though and Boston is full of a bunch of yes men. Bo- Boston's problem is they know that their friend is like the rappers. Let me use the rappers for example. You know your friend can't rap for shit, but you're gonna tell your friend, yeah, he's going. His song is hot. His song is hot, knowing that his song is shit. There's the same thing like Boston DJs, bro. Right? Cool, cool. Yo, my boy's a DJ. Da 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 da. Yeah, he's hot. You book him to play his shit. But he could bring 50 people. He could bring 75 people with him. Well, then fucking I'm a book him and keep putting them on. There's a lot of people here in Boston that could play music and they're not being showcased. You know why? Because they're not popular. They're not
Well,
popular.
I mean, well, clearly that goes to tell playing music is not that easy.
I mean, in this day and age, it is that easy. All you need is a
Well,
laptop and
clearly it's not.
all you need is a laptop and download a record pool and have 20 friends and you got a party, bro.
Yeah, I mean, well, clearly it's not.
Like, it's
Clearly
that
it's not.
easy, bro.
Clearly it's not that easy. If it was that easy, then everybody wouldn't have a complaint about no selectors ever. If it was
Yo,
that easy, but it's not that easy. Clearly it's not that easy.
everyone's complaint is because it's not their friend. Because but when it's their friend up there playing music, there's no problem. You listen to what I'm saying to you. Bobby, you go to a party and you let's say, all right, what's your favorite? I know your favorite selected, what, Tony Matterhorn or Squingy. Let's say Squingy's alive and he lived in Boston, right? And he had a run for 4 or 5 months straight playing out every weekend, and then all of a sudden it just stops. You're gonna be complaining, like, why is my friend not playing music? Why is he not out here? Why is he not juggling? You're gonna start complaining because your friend is not playing music.
If my friend was Squingy, like Squingy, the selector from Base Odyssey,
I'm just using him as an example,
okay,
saying that
let's use him as an example. If
like he's your friend, right? And he
that's
lived
that
here, and he lived here in Boston, right? And he was
right.
a Boston selector, and he had his run for playing music for 4 to 5 months straight every weekend, right? And then when his run is done, right? Because in Boston, everyone gets a run. Everyone's going to get a hot run, and then their run is going to completely stop. It happens to everybody. And I'll be lying if I said it didn't happen to me because it happened to me. I was even for myself. I had my run for like a good almost 2 years, and then everything stopped. Right? Everyone has their run. So once your run is done, people's gonna be like, "Oh, where's my friend? Why aren't you not playing out? Why aren't you not booked? Da 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 da. I need to see my friend outside more." I don't know. That's how Boston is. They're going to complain because their friend is not playing.
I,
They
I
wa- they
completely
want they
disagree
want
with you.
they want to go out to where their friends are playing music at.
I completely disagree with you. From when I've come back, some are good, some are not good, and that's that. There's not.
100%. Some
Yeah.
are some are terrible.
Yeah. So
But guess
playing
what though? But guess what
playing
though? You
music
know
is not
why?
that easy.
Guess what though? You know why? You know why they're still getting booked? Because they can bring their friends.
Who's your top five in Boston, Bobby? Like top five selectors in Boston, or
Don't Bobby, don't set yourself up. Don't answer that question.
what
Do not answer that question.
do you mean?
Do
Don't set
not
myself up.
don't set yourself up. Do not answer that question. Do not answer that question because if you answer that question, everybody's gonna turn around and be like, "Fuck Bobby." That you did not say. Do not answer that question, Bobby. I'm telling you, don't answer it. Don't answer it. Do not answer it. If you're gonna answer it, do like they did in the P Diddy show. Dial on, dial on, dial on, dial on.
Answer it if you have bad people. Who's my top five in Boston?
Bobby, don't answer it.
Right now, your top five. These
Bobby, don't
motherfuckers.
answer it. Bobby, do not answer it. They're gonna hang you with the rope. Don't answer it. Bobby, you will be hung outside of Unity and Sorrell and Lime. Don't answer it. Do not answer that question. This is Boston people we're talking about. Do not answer that question. I would ignore that question. Pretend like you didn't even see that shit.
What's your top five, Patchy? What's your top five in Boston?
God, Jesus, Saint Mary, Joseph, and Jah Rastafari himself. Yeah, the best set of music them can ever sing.
Top five. I'm gonna have to answer that. Call it bravery. Don't call. Hold on a
Bobby,
second.
Bobby, don't answer it. I'm telling you, don't do it to yourself.
All right, watch it. We have squeeze a tune. Oh, geez, see, music is not that hard. Music is
Not that
very
hard.
hard. I draw for the wrong song. See, playing music is tough, Patchy. All right, here we
Just
go. Squeeze.
Yeah, me I said the man King Midas. Blend Devon, get hype. You know it going on New York.
Yo, I'm gonna give
One
my
side,
top
you hear
five.
that?
you're crazy. You're
Actually, I'm gonna
crazy.
give my top five.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling
I have
you,
to give my
they
top five.
they are going to
Man
hang
said, don't
you.
call it bravery, don't call me luck. You crazy?
Can't say something.
Yeah, you get roped up if you want
Call
to.
it
They're
bravery,
gonna.
don't call it luck.
One ear, my
I'm giving my top five right now.
You was a brave black man. You know that.
I'm giving my top five right now.
Mm-mm. What's up?
Not in order. Not in order. I'm just off the top of my head. I would put the King Terror conglomerate on that list. And you know who the King Terror conglomerate is. That it also includes you, Patchy. I'll put all of y'all on that list. So the King Terror conglomerate on the list. I got four more. Because I'm biased. Ghetto's my cousin. He's on the list. Cypress, he's on the list. J. Cool. So King Terror, Cypress, Trendsetter, Ghetto Hype, J. Cool. That's a good list. Patchy, that's a good list. Where's Patchy?
I'm not answering.
You're
I'm
not
not
getting
saying yes.
even
I'm
Power
not saying
Surge. Power
he's
Surge, I put on that.
he's part of the conglomerate that you said.
Oh, so Power Surge is, yeah, Power Surge is part of the conglomerate. Because inside the King Terror conglomerate,
A lot of
it's
a lot of wicked selectors came out of that. A lot of wicked selectors came out of that.
the King
I'm
Terror conglomerate. There's about 6 or 7 niggas in that crew. I gotta put J. Cool on it because he plays on Inside the Dance Hall of his Saturday, plays all the big shows, is Stephen Marley's personal DJ, plays on the Jam Rock boat cruise. He plays on that. He's just on Sirius 7 radio on Shaggy shit, so he's on the list. Gotta put Ghetto on it. Gotta put Cypress on it. And of course, I have to put Trendsetter on it. Because Trendsetter is different. That's my five. Now, Patchy can't defeat. Patchy can't. And Patchy, and I don't want Patchy to get involved in this.
I'm not.
Yeah,
You
Patchy's
ain't
not
gotta
gonna
worry
get.
about me. You ain't got. I ain't saying a fucking thing.
And Patchy, is my top five wrong?
I am not saying a fucking thing. If that's your top five, that's your top five, bro. But
It's my top
when Boston hang you by your pinky toe, don't say I didn't tell you so.
five. Boston best selectors.
When they hang you by your pinky fucking toe and chastise you. All right.
Hey,
All right.
hey, listen.
Yeah, me I said the man King Midas. Blend Devon, get hype. You know it going on New York. One side, you hear that?
Wow.
And me I say, yo, King Midas. Hey, Polish. A guns out, you hear that? Hey, now a power. You can't say something. You can't say something. Call it bravery, don't call it luck. One aim of the riches, I'm a target up. King Midas, my target up. So my family suffer, cause me yard for broke. Paper chase need that.
Let me tell y'all a story. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I'll tell you a story. Everlast movements taught Buju how to make money on tour. That alone right there is influential for J. Cole and Ghetto Hype. So there it is. That's the top five. Everlast, King Terror Conglomerate, Trendsetter.
Can you change that King Terror conglomerate to the Terroscape conglomerate because it
No,
sounds
no,
better.
no. You're not draw me into that. That is what you're not gonna draw me into. That
Because
that you're not gonna draw me into that.
uh, I
It's the
think
King Terror
I mm,
Conglomerate.
it,
That's it.
the Terroscape movement was bigger.
Listen, that's you. You want to talk? Well, let me play a tune for you.
For broke, paper chase need that fast as fuck. Fling up a customer killer blast a chuck. Riches are flow so pass the cup.
Mute. That's a good list. That's a good list.
Like I said, man.
I know I'm gonna
When
get it. I know I'm gonna get it on Facebook. I know I'm gonna get
when
it on Facebook.
when these Boston people hang you by your pinky toe, bro, I'm just gonna say I told you not to do it.
And you cannot argue with anyone on my list. And I'm gonna tell you why. Cypress is a musician. Hold on a second here. In case y'all don't know. In case y'all don't know. In case y'all don't know. This is Cypress.
Cola! I'm them there. I want to know. Original pilot, aka Rasmully Geta Sewa. Adiva! Hot girl, diva, a diva.
Mhm.
That's Cypress. When we talk about Everlast, which is Ghetto, Crazy Dazzle, and J. Cool, global sound. The only sound from Boston that plays on big shows outside of Boston.
Yeah.
King Terror Conglomerate is Power Surges. Power Surge is probably the most underrated nigga in Boston. Power Surge is underrated. Terrorscape, King Terror, all y'all niggas. And to me, honestly,
What up, bro? What's going on?
I would love. Yeah, my list is on. You can't. My list is unpunchable. Unpunchable. You can't. Can you argue with that list, Patchy? You're not gonna say nothing.
I'm not saying anything, bro.
Why?
We eat my fruit snacks and mind my business.
Don't worry, I got the brass knuckles.
Eat my fruit snacks and mind my business.
Now a
Because I can
Boston.
say because if I say what I want to say, you're gonna be like, oh no, bro, you're wrong. So
No. I won't. No, I won't. No, I won't. Say what you're about
so
to say.
so what about what vibration did for Boston? What about what stylic and crystal movements did for Boston back in the day? What
No,
about what
no,
rhythm? What
wait,
about what
wait,
rhythm rider did?
wait a second. Wait a second now. He didn't say Mount Rushmore.
I didn't say Mount Rushmore. I'm just saying in general.
Right, but Rhythm Rider, Stylic, Junior Rodigan. We didn't say Mount Rushmore of the city of Boston. The top five dudes that are doing work right now in
Oh,
the
right
industry.
now, right
Right now.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not say Mount Rushmore.
Oh, right now. Oh,
Right.
right
But
now.
yeah.
Right now to me, everyone's shit. So
Well, you're supposed to say that. I wouldn't expect you not to say that.
include myself. I'm not at my best. I'm not at my best right now. I'm shit too. I'm shit too. I can tell you that I can tell you this for myself. I'm not I'm not playing at the levels I'm supposed to be playing at. I have too much going on, so it's it is what it is. But I feel like everybody that's playing music right now should be playing to a 10 times better than what they're playing now. 10 times. 10 times. One thing about Boston people and Boston DJs, we're competitive as fuck, right? We're only good. We're only as good as the next person, also, bro, and we're only as good as our last performance,
You're as good as your
right?
last performance, right?
Hmm? You're only good
You're
as your last performance, right?
right.
And a lot of people, certain people, only play good if another person is on a party. If you get what I'm saying. So it's like, okay, Bobby Shakes is in the club. He's taking pictures. Shit, I'm Trickstar. I need to take more pictures or better pictures or get better angles than Bobby. But then the next weekend comes, there's no Bobby. I'm just bullshitting around taking pictures. That's how I feel like Boston is. There's no consistency to nobody playing music in Boston. There's none. There's none. No consistency to anybody right now playing music. There's none. And again, even me saying that, I'm going to get hung by my big toe. Why you getting hung by your pinky?
Right. I mean,
There's none. There's no consistency from anybody playing music right now in Boston.
I would have to take your word for it. I don't know. I would have to take your word for it, but
Like I said, everybody has their favorites. Everybody has their friends. Everybody has their list of who's the best. Everybody's things is different. So again, I feel like everybody here could be playing 10 times better than what they're playing now, including myself.
yeah,
Boston got so bad for to me. I was say again, I'm setting up for a lot of these parties, doing sound system for a lot of these parties. I used to record audio for every dance. I stopped recording it because everything's been fuckery.
well,
Why am I going to take up space on my SoundCloud and make Boston look bad? I'm not going to do that no more. Before, before I used to be petty and be like, these niggas sound like trash. I'm putting this out. I'm not doing that no more because it looks Boston look bad as a whole. I'm not doing that no more.
I mean,
I want everybody to shine, bro. I want everybody to see the bigger picture that there's more to this music shit than fucking Boston. There's more to this music shit than Boston. 100% more. 100% more to this music shit than Boston. And once Boston people realize that shit, they'll step their game up. They'll start working with each other more, and they'll get out of Boston more. I want you right now, right? Show me somebody in Boston that has brought more Boston selectors outside of Boston to play music than Roger Blacks within like the last 5 years.
I don't rate Roger Blacks. He's Trini.
But
What?
but he's been putting on for the younger generation to go outside of Boston and play music.
I'm gonna say something very controversial that's gonna piss a lot of people off. And this is probably the most controversial thing I've ever said on stream. If there's a Mount Rushmore for Boston, I don't know how you're gonna do it. I don't know how it's gonna be done. You have to put Legend. You have to put Killer D. You have to put Roger Blacks, and you
So
have to put Richie.
time out. So that'll fall underneath the vibration, sound vibration conglomerate.
Conglomerate.
That's sound vibration.
Sound vibration. Let me tell you something right now. Those dudes right there. Those dudes right there. And I think the Boston Mount Rushmore because Warlock.
Warlock will fall underneath the Rhythm Rider umbrella because of Mikey Million.
Right. Because he was on the radio with him.
Mikey Million bust Warlock, bro.
Right.
Well, no, I wouldn't say bust Warlock,
But he
but
was on the radio station. He was on That's Hits
I
Radio.
feel like Mikey Million introduced, yeah, basically, yeah.
Now let me tell you something. The fight would be a Boston Mount Rushmore. That is more. That is more. That is more
I
of a
don't
fight
I don't
than.
think it's a fight because everybody knows who the Mount Rushmore of Boston is,
And who was that?
and you can't go around it.
You have to put.
Vibration,
You have to put
vibration.
vibration.
You have to put Rhythm Rider as a conglomerate. When I mean as a conglomerate, you
Because
have
that's
Mikey
Cypress. That's
Million.
everybody. Yeah.
That's Mikey Million, Shortman, Cypress, Biggie, Ruben, Linky.
Fucking Gas.
You get what I'm saying? So you have
All of them.
put the Rhythm Rider conglomerate, right? So sound
Rhythm
vibration,
conglomerate. Sound vibration conglomerate. Rhythm Rider conglomerate.
Prestige with Junior Rodigan.
You have to put
Right.
Prestige with Junior Rodigan. There's one more spot left.
And then I will say Crystal. Only reason why I'm saying Crystal because they was
You have to put
killing.
Crystal. Yeah, you have
They
to
was
put
put. They was killing everything for Clash in the 90s and 80s. And you know what's funny? Even Madman Charlie falls underneath the sound vibration conglomerate.
Yes.
So you have all these big Mount Rush. Everybody that's on that Mount Rushmore, something fell out of that Mount Rushmore. That is what's today is.
Don't forget CJ.
CJ, he's underneath the Rhythm Rider umbrella. Because I feel like Power Vibes at the time was
Power
supposed to be
Vibes.
Power Vibes was supposed to be the next Rhythm Rider, bro. Power Vibes was a powerhouse, bro. They was fucking they wasn't juggling as much as like the King Tero and them back then, but they was outside warring everybody.
Undertaker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Undertaker was warring. That was a clash. You got Black, if that's the case, Black Rain.
Yo, let me tell you something right now. When niggas talk about Quentin, Father P,
Yeah,
and
Primer.
Bonafide.
Oh, they belong up there too. You know why? You know why they belong? I say Quentin and Father P belong up there. Where was everybody going to get their dub plates pressed when artists was in town?
It's Quentin. Well, I never cut tune at Quentin. I always cut my tune down in the south end with the dread. I forgot his name.
But
oh, hold on a second. Don't move. I'm gonna get my dub and I'm gonna read the label. Hold on. I got my dub here. Yeah, I used to get my tunes cut at the Rhythm Factory. Down in South Boston. Down in the South End. Right there. Rhythm Factory. You know who else you also know who else you have to put on that Mount Rushmore DJ list?
What's that?
You have to put Bobby Shakes on there, man. You're laughing. I'm undefeated in Sound Clash in the city. And I had the biggest Sound Clash turnout of any Sound Clash in the city of Boston. We had over 1,000 people outside on a lawn across the street from Cardman Square Health Center. And you got to put Drew Nice on that too. Because Drew Nice was warring niggas too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you have to put Drew Nice on there. Drew Nice is actually from Barbados. He's not from Brooklyn. Drew Nice is a Caribbean brother. I think And I'm glad we're having this conversation because I want the world to know that pound for pound,
Across the street for training, right? What time? 11? 11:30?
pound for pound in this business, Boston has some elite selectors.
I
Elite.
didn't get no email.
There it is. King
I'm just gonna go
Dix.
to building two. All right. I'm just gonna go building two and see what's up. All
Freaking
right, yeah,
R&B
so
ME
just
was crazy.
building two, then I'll see. It must like I have a list over there or something. All right. All right, cool. All right, cool, no problem. No problem. All right. What's up, Magna? Yeah, Bobby.
Yeah. I mean,
I got all training tonight. I'm trying to skip that shit.
there's a lot of great ones in Boston, man.
Oh, there's a lot of great selectors, man,
There's a
and you
lot
can't.
of there's a lot of great selectors in this city, man.
And there's a
A
lot of great
lot.
history here too, man.
There's a lot of history here.
A lot of history.
A lot of history here. And I would rank 3Cs as the top 10 reggae club in the world.
Damn, I really came to work without no work pants today. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, you're too busy talking bullshit about Base of this.
That is fucking crazy. I really gotta wear these expensive ass jeans to work tonight. That is wild. That's wild. Man, I really don't have no work pants. Fuck that. I'm just gonna put on my work boots and my shorts and call it a day.
Man, they gave away $1,000. Well, that was a good conversation. At least we agree on something that Boston niggas
Yeah,
is nice.
yeah, they are 100%.
Boston niggas is nice.
100%. I never take that away from anyone in Boston. Boston guys are very talented DJs and musicians and everything. Like they're very talented, and I'll never take that away from anybody in Boston.
No, Boston, we just got to
But
tell the world that. Like, the world's got to know that Boston is.
but at the same time, us as Boston people, we have to work together with each other, man. That's our biggest problem. Our ego here in Boston is our problem in Boston is our egos.
And here's the problem with Boston, too. I mean, is it
And and
egos?
and you know why?
I
I know
wouldn't
why I can
say
say
it's
that.
ego. This is what I say it is.
I'm saying that.
Boston.
I'm saying that because
Yeah, I think the
no,
problem with no, I mean
no,
sometimes you got to get to the root of the problem. The problem with Boston is it's very competitive and it's fucking tiny. There's only 2 or 3 venues. If Boston had 6 or 7 venues,
it's a different story.
it would be a completely different story. But everybody's fighting for the one venue, and you can't fit that many niggas in one venue.
Nope, you're not.
You can't. So I think that's the problem with Boston is there ain't enough venues, and that's why key for them is R&B ME,
Yeah,
right?
and know what's funny? I'm happy that they found a lane that was untapped.
Right.
I'm happy to because this dancehall soca shit is so it's saturated in Boston, like, and everyone's trying to get seen to play the same shit.
Yeah, it's that's the problem with Boston. The problem with Boston is that the there's not enough venues, there's not enough opportunity, and because there's not enough opportunity, everybody's fighting over the crumb. And I think what the Patreons need to understand is that it's not like these niggas is crying or fighting, is that they're just rats trying to live. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
everybody, like even for photography, there's no room for photography for me in dance hall.
I'm gonna go take a nap in these trainings, man.
But man, don't say that on stream. Don't say that on stream. All right, Patchy, that was a good talk.
All right, man.
I still
Easy.
think you're fucking crazy about Bass Odyssey. When you said
I
You list 4 selectors which are the best that are on bass. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing.
I named 4 selectors. One of them was on bass this. The other 3 were completely somewhere else. What are you talking about?
All right.
Oh, fuck, I forgot my ID. Damn, I should have called out tonight.
Yeah, say it all on the live stream. You know, let me shut you off the live so you don't get yourself fired. Thank you so much, Patrick.
All right, man.
I had to get him out of here. I mean, the kid's gonna get himself fucking fired. Yo, Boston, before we leave, man, I just want like for real, listen to this shit. This is Cypress.
Cool now. I'm got them there. I want to know. Original pilot, aka Rasmully Geta Sewa. Adiva! Hot girl diva, a diva. Some girl a settle tough like a cleaver. No man no one them tell them to leave ya. A diva! One boy, hot girl diva, a diva. So some girl a settle tough like a cleaver. No man no one them tell them to leave ya. A diva! One boy, diva, a diamond, hot girl them a goal. I always feel like them in control. Any man we tackle them, end up in a them pool. That simple mean them story and skettle them a dance, tell them kiss me out. None of my place, none of them can pass. In a girl business, a them come last. Thailand, you are the boss. Hot girl diva, a diva. Some girl a skettle tough like a cleaver. No man no one them tell them to leave ya. A diva, run boy, hot girl diva, a diva. Some girl a skettle tough like a cleaver. No man no one them tell them to leave ya. A diva, run boy, the diva who them most hot girl pay them rents. They rather red send. They ain't up homeless, keep clothes over fence. Sell out them soul just see drive in a bed. Diva girl in a shop and them pay with cars. Diva girl in a A1 class. Diva girl and you know them a the boss. When hot girl see them a fi run past. Hot girl diva, a diva. Some girl a skettle tough like a cleaver. No man no one them tell them to leave ya. A diva, run boy, hot girl diva, a diva. Some girl a skettle tough like a cleaver. No man no one them tell them to leave ya. A diva, run boy, diva, a diamond, hot girl them a goal. Always feel like them in control. Any man we tackle them, end up in a them hole. That simple mean them story and it's just a question to the female and man. Just answer a simple question. Two of them a liar. Two of them a liar. Liar. Man and woman, the two of them a liar. The two of them a liar. Two of them a liar. Man and woman. Liar, some man in the lie, but the woman then liar. If you them lie, me have to retire. Tell life on me job, make me get. It's just a question to the female and man. Just answer a simple question. Two of them a liar. The two of them a liar. Two of them a liar. Good.
All Faces ENT Records.
Me joke, nah joke, me killers a rock psycho, bunny for your clothes. I'm here, we full up your wardrobe, but now $50,000 when my want smoke. Drop plate price higher than coke, run flat pine road, start car with button pull gate with code, chair tip on 201, 3 rat bat song and never sold. The place dark when I grow up, pendant shine, watch diamonds glow. Too much rifles, too much lyrics, we can't find flow. DJ, some boy made slow, but chop on no credit, come bang a phone. When you see bad man or roll, still a rent car, still in your grandmother.
All Faces ENT Records.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Me joke, nah joke, the killers are outside, come on for your clothes. I'm here, we full up your wardrobe, but now $50,000 when my want smoke. Dub plate price higher than coke, run flat pine road, start car with button pull gate with code, chair tip on 201, 3 rat bats and the place dark come up, grow up, pendant shine, watch diamonds glow. Too much rifle for afraid of war. Too much lyrics we can't find flow. DJ, some boy made slow, about chop and no credit, come bang a phone. When you see bad man a roll, still a rent car, still in your grandmother.
Clean clothes, bad man, clock chips so we roll. Kingston are where me born, Brooklyn are where me grow. The place dark where me from, badness are where we know. Choppy line daily every day, man I get it all. Diamonds them a glow, Big Ben's touch you well. I grade man a smoke, Mary Panity, Christian Dior. You know the code, the rifle them enough, when afraid and a four. They should know.
The place dark when me grow, but pendant shine, watch diamonds glow. Too much rifle for afraid of four. Too much lyrics we can't find flow. Some boy make slow about chop and no credit, come bang a phone. God, when you see bad man a roll, still a rent car, still in your grandmother.
Pull up in the G63, clock 4-3, tuck under the white tee. Pocket full of green, all faces are grease. Sport button get pressed by turbo screen right now.
Dog play price higher than coke, run flat by the roadside, yeah. With body boy, flat by the roadside, yeah. With body boy, with coach, to the right bad song I never source. The place dark when me grow, but pendant shine, watch diamonds glow. Too much rifle for afraid of four. Too much lyrics we can't find flow. Some boy make slow about chop and no credit, come bang a phone. God, when you see bad man a roll, still a rent car, still in your grandmother house.
Mad, now far for them. And
Polish, you know a power, king man, get to hype, you know it go already, right? Glenn Devon, you know I said the man NYC, you know it go down.
King Midas have it all, la. And no boy no go round that. Hey, Polish. Hey, now a power. Dogs dance, tell white smell like coffee stove. All time kitchen now wash off your clothes. 17 shoot a fish shot off them nose. Suck on the mother boy, hear that? Yeah we killer, glass off the toast. I'm a killer, gun pop off the most. Rich long time, we no chat on no boss. Hey King Midas, we no mix and mingle. Remember we full of chips like Pringle. Run.
Yo, they tried me today, man. They really, really tried me today. Listen. I gave the top 5 in Boston. It's an undisputed list. It's an undisputed list. And I cheated, right? But Boston has such conglomerates. Like you heard it with Rhythm Rider, that's everybody. When he talked about sound vibration, that's everybody. When you talk about Undertaker, that's everybody. When you talk about the King Terrorscape, conglomerate, I mean, I did it. Tucson. I'm gonna leave you with this.
Yeah, me I said the man King Midas. Glenn Devon, get to hype, you know it going to New York, on one side, you hear that? I mean I say, yo, King Midas. Hey, Polish, a guns out, you hear that? Hey, now a power. Me can say something. Call it bravery, don't call it luck. One aim of the riches, I'm a target up. King Midas, my target up. So my family suffer cause me yard for broke. Paper chase need that fast to fuck. Fling up a castle, me kill a blast a chuck. Riches are flow, so pass a cup. King Midas.